Welcome to part 2 of S141. In this video, we'll talk about human resources support for the warfighter. The quotation on this slide comes from the document you see pictured here. It describes the importance of taking care of people, a hallmark of HR. The AG Corps believes people are our competitive advantage. This class deciphers that philosophy through 4 lines of effort. LOE 1, acquire diverse talent and enrich HR capabilities. LOE 2, develop this talent through targeted education and training. LOE 3, maximize productivity by aligning talents with the Army's needs. And LOE 4, retain top talent via tailored compensation and engagement. So let's dive in to better understand HR's crucial role. We will examine HR support across various levels of warfare. At the heart of our discussion lies FM 1-0, illuminating how HR entities collaboratively augment the combatant commander's requirements for readiness, modernization, reform, and achieving the upper hand in large-scale combat operations, or LSCO. It's imperative to acknowledge the fluid nature of HR doctrine. As we transition to FM 3-0, our perspective shifts from brigade-centric operations to deploying corps and divisions as tactical units. This transition brings forth new challenges and dimensions in HR support. Within the evolving doctrine, FM 1-0 has showcased notable changes drawn from FM 4-0. A prominent example, where we once identified 4 HR competencies, we now recognize just 2 core HR competencies. For a comprehensive understanding, ATPs 1-0.1 and 1-0.2 offer an expansive view of HR support, providing clarity at every execution level. As we navigate today's lesson, we'll actively engage with these materials, striving to grasp the evolving nature of HR support in modern warfare. HR support solidifies both units and soldiers' readiness within the Sustainment warfighting framework. Operating at all echelons, HR professionals function in roles from headquarters S1G1 to specialized AG units supporting the theater. The S1 role, while doctrine-based, evolves due to shifting personnel demands and the changing IT landscape. In LSCO, the integration of casualty operations with plans is paramount. Reconstitution operations focus on maintaining combat effectiveness through varied approaches. Into the sustainment landscape, we find personnel services at its core, enabling the Army to effectively conduct operations and generate essential combat power. Sustainment grants operational commanders flexibility, reach, and longevity, thereby shaping operational environments, mitigating conflicts, dominating in large-scale battles, and fortifying victories. Emphasizing the principles of sustainment, it's crucial to spotlight the role of personnel services and HR support in this bigger picture. Specifically, HR support stands as a pivotal component of personnel services within the sustainment warfighting function. This function ensures the Army's freedom to act, extends its operational boundaries, and enhances its combat persistence. Personnel services with HR support at its helm seamlessly integrates into the broader sustainment strategy, upholding the Army's strategic mission and endurance on the battlefield. Personnel services is further organized into 4 support functions: religious, legal, band, and HR support. This relationship can be seen in how the Sustainment Supporting Annex, Annex F, is organized in an operations order. Personnel service support is further organized into 4 tabs. Similarities amongst these 4 functions of personnel services. How are they similar? What are the common threads running through each of these support functions? These personnel services all contribute to the morale, welfare, readiness, and resilience of soldiers, ensuring that both individuals and units function optimally within the Army. For example, all these services directly or indirectly boost the morale of troops, while HR ensures personal and professional needs are met. Legal services uphold rights. Religious services provide spiritual sustenance. And Army bands uplift spirits. When it comes to readiness, HR manages assignments and benefits. Legal services address legal issues. Religious services provide spiritual counsel. And Army bands support ceremonial functions crucial for tradition and pride. A principle is a comprehensive and fundamental rule or assumption of central importance that guides how an organization approaches and thinks about the conduct of operations. Observe that HR professionals are guided by 6 of the 8 sustainment principles plus 3 additional principles. These principles must be thoughtfully weighed and applied during the planning, execution, and assessment of missions. This slide depicts the major muscle movements of HR support in terms of competencies. These blue arrows show the 2 core competencies of man the force and provide HR services. The vertical green bars show the various providers at echelon. The targets depict the 2 major areas that HR is focused on supporting, ultimately achieving readiness of both the unit and the individual soldier. The text within this box reinforces the purpose of HR support. The intent here is for you to gain an appreciation for the role of HR support beyond the administrative tasks traditionally associated with HR, such as processing leave forms, daily status reports, awards, and evaluations. From ATP 1-0.2, Theater Level Human Resources Support, this introductory figure provides a snapshot of how HR providers are organized within command and support channels. On the left is the traditional staff responsibilities of the S1 and G1 from the battalion level up to the theater ASCC. As the bullets explain, the S1 G1 chain focuses on planning and coordinating support for assigned and attached units. The right side depicts how HR pure units and staffs integrate with the theater support organizations. Similar to other sustainment units, their focus is on support to organizations operating in the area of operations and linking key strategic capabilities to the warfighter. Key HR units assigned to the Sustainment Brigade include the Military Mail Terminal, MMT, Theater Gateway Personnel Accountability Team, TGPAT, and the HR Company, composed of a postal platoon and HR platoon, which is a multifunctional platoon consisting of 3 HR squads. Each squad has the capability to perform casualty liaison or accountability missions. Since the publication of this ATP, the HR community changed the name of the Human Resources Sustainment Center to the Theater Personnel Operations Center, reflecting the theater-specific role of its support mission. This slide highlights the key responsibilities of the Brigade S1 as specified in ATP 1-0.1, G1/AG and S1 operations. This slide also highlights the dual-hatted nature of the S1 position as a staff supervisor and a personal assistant to the battalion or brigade commander. Note that the adjutant role is not always performed by the actual S1 and may be tasked to a lieutenant or captain. The key takeaway is that the fact that the S1 and the adjutant positions are not synonymous. The blue boxes highlight the key differences. Also note that G1 positions are not dual-hatted with respect to the adjutant position. This slide depicts the core competencies and critical functions of HR support. This lesson focuses primarily on the first core competency, man the force, and the impact HR support has on unit as opposed to individual soldier readiness. The publication of F1 1-0 in August 2021 updated the approach for HR outlined in both ADP and FM 4-0, reducing the number of core competencies from 4 to 2 and adding HR support to replacement operations. Also, note how Personnel Information Management, or PIM, is the connective force that supports these functions and competencies. Personnel readiness managers continuously collect, correlate, and analyze critical personnel strength information to develop a vision of future requirements. Personnel readiness managers must ensure the staff is integrated and ensure the G1 participates in planning and is integrated into future operations to provide an assessment of the future personnel requirements. From this assessment, personnel readiness managers maintain a running estimate and make recommendations to commanders during MDMP. It's also differentiate the term manning guidance, since each component, active component, National Guard and Reserve component, produces its own, hence the name Active Component Manning Guidance. The ACMG is a key output of the semi-annual Personnel Synchronization Conference, part of the broader REARM effort. Information on this slide comes from FM 1-0, and the highlights on it highlights the key outcomes of both personnel accountability, that's by name information, and strength reporting, manning number roll-ups. The former, PA, builds the foundation for the latter, SR. The objective of PASR is to account for soldiers, military members of other services, DoD and DA civilians, and CAF, or contractors authorized to accompany the force, report other strength-related information such as duty status, unit of assignment, and specialty codes, and update HR databases and systems at all levels. Underscoring both PA and SR is the Personnel Information Management System. PIM is a process to accurately collect, protect, process, store, display, reconcile, validate, and disseminate information about soldiers, their family members, DoD civilians, military retirees, and other personnel as required. PIM supports the execution of all HR core competencies. Collectively, these functions, enabled with the implementation of the Integrated Personnel and Pay System, Army, or IPSA. This slide aims to team effort required to respond to casualties, whether wounded or killed. It highlights the HR organizations involved, as well as the heavy role of the Army health system. This slide provides a broad overview of reconstitution operations in a LISCO environment. Reconstitution involves both internal actions, reorganization, and external support, or regeneration. These processes begin with a commander's assessment and may require significant time and resources. Note that as combat effectiveness decreases, the training requirements and sustainment intensity increase with various types of reconstitution actions. So we've talked about HR support to the warfighter. Don't forget that the core competitive edge of any organization lies in its people, and the AG Corps is committed to supporting Army strategy while prioritizing its most significant advantage, its personnel.